Right now, you are almost certainly alone, or you could be within seconds. A door, a wall, a room of your own. For most of human history, none of that existed. For roughly 99% of our time on Earth, there were no bedrooms, no walls, no doors. And crucially, no expectation that you should ever be alone. People lived in groups of 15 to 50. They slept together, ate at one fire, and spent nearly every waking moment within arm's reach of somebody else. So how did anyone have a private moment? The answer is that privacy was not a place, it was an agreement. Anthropologists who study mobile foraging groups describe something surprising. Almost nothing was hidden by walls. It was hidden by cooperation instead. Take the most private thing two people might do. In a one-room shelter, with the whole group nearby, it still happened, just by a different set of rules. The first rule was timing. Private moments happened at night, when others were asleep, or politely pretending to be. Darkness did the work a door does now. The second was distance. A couple might simply walk a short way from camp, not out of sight exactly, but far enough that the group could look elsewhere. And the third rule is the clever one. Everybody agreed, silently, not to notice. You created privacy for others by carefully not looking. And they did the same for you. This is a completely different idea of privacy. Not a wall between you and the group. A shared social contract, performed by everyone, all the time. The anthropologist Colin Turnbull lived with the Mbuti people of Central Africa. He reported that they had no real word for privacy in the sense we mean it. The idea of wanting to be alone was close to meaningless. Because being alone did not signal peace or freedom. It signaled danger. Away from the group, you had no help, no warmth, and no protection. Solitude was not a luxury to seek out. It was a vulnerability to avoid. Even going to the toilet worked this way. You went to a known area, apart from the group, but not truly hidden. Others simply granted you the courtesy of not watching. That courtesy was the whole system. The privacy was real, but it lived in other people's behavior, not in bricks and mortar. Sleep was communal too, and not only for closeness. Bodies together meant shared warmth through cold nights, and many pairs of ears listening for danger. Archaeology backs this up. At a site called Ohalo II in Israel, the preserved huts are tiny. They barely fit a family. Constant physical contact was simply normal. For a forager, being pressed against other people all night was not a hardship to endure. It was safety. It was, quite literally, how you survived until morning. So when did physical privacy become possible? It arrived with farming, around 10,000 years ago. People stopped moving and started building things that stayed put. Permanent walls, storage rooms. Eventually, separate spaces for separate purposes. For the first time, a person could put a solid barrier between themselves and everyone else. But having a wall and having privacy are not the same. For a long time, a private room was a luxury. Most families still shared a single space, and often a single bed. The idea of privacy as a right, something you are simply owed, is startlingly recent. It is a matter of a few hundred years, not thousands. The psychologist Eric Fromm argued that the very desire for privacy is a symptom of individualism. A sense of yourself as separate from the group. For most humans who ever lived, that separation would have felt not liberating, but frightening. Your identity was the group. Your survival was the group. Alone was the worst thing to be. Which leaves us with something strange. We spent almost all of history desperate not to be alone, and building elaborate courtesies to grant each other moments apart. And now we have achieved total physical privacy. Walls, doors, rooms, entire homes to ourselves. And loneliness has quietly become one of the defining problems of modern life. We got exactly what our ancestors never had. It turns out the thing they feared most, we built our whole world around. Something to think about tonight. See you next time.